Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Today's topic, trading plans. Many of you have been watching my videos and listening, and some people have questions about how can I do it? How can I stop myself from, keep making the same mistakes over and over? They want to know, why can't they just do the simplest thing, such as trading with the candle color? Do you fall into that category? Well, when you think about it, it's probably because you don't have a trading plan. In other words, you sit down at the computer, crank it up, open up your trading platform, maybe look at a screen or two, maybe read some news, and then you just start winging trades. Maybe it's because you're impatient, or you get a gut feeling or a hot tip, or you read about what somebody else is doing on a forum. You're just basically all over the place. So, trading plan. Can you write down on a 3x5 card your trading plan? If you can't, it's too complicated. I mean, when you think about it, trading is simple. I've said it, and I will keep saying it. But traders somehow complicate it. I mean, something like a rat reversal, where you only trade within 20 pips of the daily high or low. That's simple. If you can stick to that, then you can make money. But it's when you start to do other things and add other things and you complicate your plan, it's why you find yourself in the mess you're in. Let's look at the euro here. I brought up a weekly chart. And looking at this chart, a lot of people can say a lot of things. But the question is, how would you trade the euro right now? Do you have a plan? Well, as you can see, it's within 6 pips of the daily low. So you might look for a reversal. So you might say, well, let's go out to the daily. So we'll bump up a time frame. Well, if you look at this, you can see here price bounced from this area down here. But right now price is here. Maybe you wait to trade the euro. But maybe you don't want to wait. You want to trade today. Because you could say, well, you see right here, it bounced all the way here. And you say that if I get trade within 20 pips of the daily low, it's probably going to reverse. So let's look at an hour chart. Well, you can see here, it came down, reversed. It's making higher lows. So you might think, well, maybe it's a good time to trade. Well, you've got a red weekly, you've got a red daily. Do you really want to risk going long? But then your mind says, but wait a minute, I don't want to go short because right there's some support. Well, you see, now your mind's playing tricks on you. You're starting to talk about a concept, support. Does it sound familiar? Does it ring true? What are your eyes telling you right now? Is price going up or down? Not what you think price is going to do, but what is price doing? Well, you see here we've got our lines spaced every 10 pips. Do you wait for it to hit a line? Is that part of your plan? Would you say, if it comes up to this line, I'm going to go long? Or would you say, if it comes up to this line, goes past it, and comes back down, I'm going to go short because I want to stay with the D1 and W1 candle colors. So if these two are red, I want to trade when H1 is red. I want to trade with that flow. You see, it's real easy to get confused. What is it you want to do? What's your plan? So before you click that mouse, you look at your plan. What's your plan say? Not what you think. What does your plan say? So then you might go, well, wait a minute, let's go down to M5. But you see, price is the same on all time frames. We're looking at different time frames, but it's still the same pair, it's still the same price. You might go, well, you talked about price turns, and here's a price turn, and here's another one, and here's another one. Maybe we could do price turns. Or here's one going the other way, another one, and another one. But as you can see, what does your eyes tell you? Action. Little bounce, reaction, and now it's just kind of drifting. Do you really want to enter a trade right now? See, these are the types of things you have to have a trading plan, so you don't just wing it. Something as simple as when price crosses the line with the daily candle color, I'll take the trade. That's all you have to do. You don't need fancy oscillators, just some horizontal lines. You can see here, price was between these two lines. It left and it returned. You see that? It left this area, returned. It left it, it returned. It barely left it, it returned. But if you start up here, it left that area, and then it returned. It left it again, and it hasn't returned yet. So you can see, you can think of these as ladder steps or stair steps. It either went up the stairs or down the stairs, up the ladder, down the ladder. What's your plan say? See, I'm not going to write out a trading plan for you. That's for you to decide what you want to use as a trigger, what you want to use as a selection criteria. But once you make that plan and put it on a 3x5 card, that's your plan. Don't deviate. And part of not deviating is eliminating distractions that I spoke about in a couple other videos. If you have to, go into a closet with your laptop that's battery operated so you don't have any distractions. No phones. Shut down your emails. Just no distractions. No TV. Some people like to have music. Might calm them down. I talked about your pre-trading plan. Did you ever do that? I think I mentioned it a video or two ago. Is your mind prepared to trade? So you might say, well, what should I have in my trading plan? Well, you need to understand your risk. You have to define how much you're going to risk per trade. In other words, if you say I'm not going to lose more than $5 per trade or $500 per trade, well, that's it. That's your risk. So you know the worst thing that should happen is that you would get stopped out of a trade at that loss level. You've already figured it out ahead of time. You're going to manage the one thing you can manage, which is how much you lose per trade. So the next thing you say is, well, what's my entry trigger? Do I follow the D1, W1, H1 candle colors? Or do I use oscillators or squiggly lines? Doesn't really matter. But once you define what your entry trigger is, that's it. So if you want to use a rat reversal, price within 20 pips of the daily low, red candle closes, green candle closes, I go long at the high of the previous green candle. If that's your trigger, that's what you do. Very simple. Your trigger should be very simple. When do you take profit? Well, you could wait for a reverse trigger. You could say, if I make 10 pips, I'll move my stop up to entry +5 or entry +3. Maybe you take half the position off and you let the other half ride. Maybe you put on a 5-put trailing stop. Once again, that's up to you. You have to decide. But once you decide, you stick to it. And so if you're having problems sticking to your plan, first is make sure you have your mind prepared to trade that day. Second, get rid of all distractions. Third, pull out that trading plan 3x5 card. And then 4, execute the plan. That's it. Now, if you fail to execute the plan, that means either you're rushing it, which means you're ignoring it, or you're chickening out, you're afraid. But you shouldn't be afraid, because you know what the worst thing that can happen is. That's something that you predetermined. You know what the worst loss can be ahead of time. It should be a number you're comfortable with, whether it's $5 or 500 or 50 cents, just whatever it is. That's what you're comfortable losing, but not a penny more. So you see, once again, fellow traders, it is very simple. It's not difficult. Just follow those steps if you're having trouble, and then let me know if it works for you. I appreciate hearing from fellow traders, the ones, especially the ones that say it. Wow, I wish I would have seen your video days ago or weeks ago or years ago, and instead of wasting thousands of dollars on all that traditional trading education that fails. I feel good when I hear and read comments like that. But anyway, fellow traders, I will leave you with the parting words. It's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. The Rumpled One, signing off.